Hi, I'm Tyson with Adventure Rig, and Callie and I are currently spending the next couple months down here in Baja, Mexico. One thing that we've always done when we come down is set up an outdoor kitchen so that we're not cooking inside of the camper. One, it stinks, and two, if it's 80 or 90 degrees outside and then you try to cook inside the camper, it becomes quite unbearable with the amount of heat that's being produced inside. So everything comes outside. Well, thanks to Camp Chef and their Yukon, we're able to easily and efficiently set up an entire outdoor kitchen in a matter of minutes where we can start cooking and start eating in no time at all. So not only do we have the Yukon 2-burner base system on the bottom, which consists of two 30,000 BTU burners, but we've also paired it with the barbecue grill box as well as the griddle. And then over here on the side, we have the 5-piece utensil set, which we'll touch on here in a minute. Now, if I take these two top accessories off, we can dive right into these burners that make up the Yukon itself. On the outside, you can see that we do have a wind guard, and that easily attaches to the exterior of the grill, helping to keep the wind from blowing these flames out. Now, while we're on this subject, I don't really have too many complaints about this grill. However, the one big one that I have is wind. Where we had to have this set up so that we're not burning the trailer or melting this tent is kind of right over here. And the predominant wind direction is coming from that direction. What we found is that if there's a little bit of wind and these burners are on a lower setting, it will easily blow the burners out. However, if you spin it or turn it around or try to block it from the wind, there's no problem there. This does come with it. There's also this grate that everything sets on. So you could either set a pot over here if you just wanted to boil some water, or like we just had the griddle or the grill box, you can also throw on an artesian oven. Anything like that easily fits on here. Now, these are 14-inch accessories that go on. They do make larger ones as well, so this is obviously the 2-burner, but if you need more room, they do have a 3-burner, and then they also have a 16-inch system as well. On the front, you can see that you have two controls that easily adjust the flame from low, medium to high. Now, when it's putting out 30,000 BTUs on high, it is loud and it is hot. It easily heats up the griddle or the grill in a matter of minutes. We always find ourselves usually cooking in that medium to low range. One thing that we did with this system is that we got carrying bags for everything. So the Yukon has its own carrying bag, as well as the barbecue grill and the griddle. These legs detach on all 4 sides, so at that point you just have this top portion that we can slip into the bag and throw it on your shoulder or in your hands and easily carry it away. It's also easy to throw in the trunk of a car or the back of a truck without getting everything greasy. The physical measurements of the top here are 14 inches wide by 32 inches long. And then as I'm standing here, I'm 6 feet, and this stands up about 29 inches off of the ground. So for me personally, I have to bend over just a little bit, but it's not a big deal whatsoever. On a side note, as we're talking about packing all of this up and taking it with you, the Yukon itself weighs 38 pounds. The griddle is 18 pounds and the grill box is 22 pounds. So this isn't something that you're gonna throw in your backpack and lug into the backcountry. However, for us, doing any type of RVing or car camping, somewhere where we're not having to schluck it a mile or two, no problem whatsoever. The accessory that we find ourselves using the most is the griddle. We use this typically almost every morning to at least cook something like bacon or throw toast on it and literally toast the bread or eggs. It's great because it has this diffuser plate on the bottom, which evenly distributes the heat around the entire griddle. Now, with that said, what we found is that when we're cooking pancakes on it, you do have a couple cooler spots versus a couple warmer spots. The corners are obviously going to be just a little bit cooler because this flame is centered right over the center of this, and that diffuser plate is also more in the center. So we have found that we have a couple cooler spots throughout the griddle, but once we know where they are, we can easily adjust our cooking style to make up for that. Another nice feature is that when you're cooking greasy items on here, such as bacon, we have this set up so that all of the grease runs forward into this grease tray right here, and then it actually runs down to the corner where there's a hole, and they've provided a nice hanger that goes right onto the edge here, and all of your grease can be collected into a can or a cup or something like that. It's not going all over the ground, and it's not staying on the griddle itself either. The physical measurements of the griddle are 14 inches by 16 inches. For us, this easily cooks for up to 6 people. We've had normally just Callie and I, but then at times 4 people, and then a couple times where we've had to cook for 6. And this is easily large enough for everything that we like to do. Probably our favorite dish on this are fajitas. Split this in half, throw a ton of chopped chicken on one side, and on the other side, a bunch of veggies, grill it all up together. It's absolutely amazing. Probably one of our favorite meals to do on the griddle. The other accessory that we have with the Yukon is this barbecue grill box. Similar to the griddle, it also measures 14 inches by 16 inches. One thing that we found is that this grill can get extremely hot. If you turn a burner on high at that full 30,000 BTUs, it seems like you could melt everything. It's not melting anything, but man, does it get hot. So if you need heat, then look no further than this system. And we've grilled all your typical things like steak, chicken, hamburgers, and hot dogs. It works phenomenal for that. The heat is evenly distributed a little bit better in the grill than on the griddle. The grill grate is also cast iron, similar to the griddle. It's ready to go out of the box. Another great feature that we like about this grill is that it does have a temperature gauge right here on the top. So you can easily tell how badly you're burning your food just by looking at that temperature gauge. Also similar to the griddle, we've cooked for up to 6 people with the barbecue grill box. This one is a little bit tighter for us if we're cooking something like hamburgers that take up a little bit more space. Obviously, if we're doing hot dogs or brats, we can throw a ton of those on here compared to 6 hamburgers. 6 hamburgers kind of maxes out the space for us, but we don't have more than 4 friends, so it's not really that big of a deal to us. Over here, you'll notice that we have the 5-piece chef set, and it's sitting on its own little table. That's because we don't have the foldable 14-inch side shelves that you can get for the Yukon. They were out of stock when we got this. However, it's definitely something that in the future we would add to this because it would make life so much easier having everything conveniently located right on the sides of the grill and giving you a ton more workspace. But going back to the 5-piece chef set, we honestly weren't sure what to expect with this, but it's not terribly expensive. This has saved me a ton of trips of going in and out of the camper, getting different utensils. The 3 that we found ourselves using definitely the most are gonna be the tongs, which have just a nice latch so that they can spring load open, and then if you pull that, they're closed. Typical tongs. Also a very sharp knife. We've been really impressed with this knife. We weren't sure what kind of quality we were going to get, but with Camp Chef, it's kind of known that you're going to get quality stuff. So why this would be any different, I don't know. And it's not. It's freaking awesome. Super sharp knife. And then this spatula. Spatula kind of blew our minds because it is really sharp along all 3 of these edges. Getting underneath pancakes or flipping burgers makes it very easy with how sharp these sides are. They also have just a little bit of a bevel to them, so it's really easy to get under pancakes if they're sticking to the griddle, which has happened to me because I've forgotten to put nonstick cooking spray down first. This is just another item to make grilling that much easier, and then you can fold it up, latch it down, and these can go with you wherever your grill's going. Again, this is a great system. It's easy to pack. The travel bags that we got with it are a game changer just because we can throw them all in there. Things aren't getting gross. We're also protecting this. It's a big investment. We don't want it to get banged up going down the road. So that's just another item that, like I mentioned earlier, I would look into if you're gonna go with this system. Now, Camp Chef does make a ton of different items. So if this is not exactly what you're looking for, definitely get on their website and check out all of the other things that they make. One thing that I will mention is that they do have an oven, and we don't have an oven in the camper that's behind you. Callie and I discussed bringing an oven down here, but we were like, you know, we don't really use an oven all that much at the house. Why would we use one way down here? Do we want to lug it down? Blah, blah, blah. So we didn't get one. Once we got down here, she has a friend that bakes bread, and Callie has been kicking herself for not getting the oven because Callie literally could be baking bread every single morning, but instead she gets to watch her friend bake bread every single morning because we don't have an oven. So it's just kind of one of those things that we never thought we would use. However, now that we're here, we would definitely be using it. Their website's easy to navigate. You can pick out all of the stuff that you want. I think that they're gonna have every item that you could possibly think of that you would need for your outdoor cooking system. If you guys have any questions about the Yukon or any of these accessories or about Baja or whatever, just leave them in the comments section below and we'll get back to you. Appreciate you watching. If you guys found the review useful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks again for watching. I'm Tyson with Adventure Rig.